I just got an email from a client. They asked me not to share the photos. And I was like, yeah, of course. I totally understand that. And then I was like sending them their gallery and I was like, damn it. This sucks. I can't really share any.
No, it's always the best ones.
But they said like I could share some, just like if you could avoid sharing any that like show her face. I just thought it was cute. So I sent them this one and this one. What I like about this photo is that they're posing by a CD player.
Oh, a CD player, not like a record player.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I was waiting for you to get it. I was just going to be like, it's a CD player. Like,
why do they have that?
Exactly. It's like they're so hipster that they're already prepared for like for when Gen Z is like going to be CDs. Like, we're into CDs.
I'm prepared for that too, actually.
Well, you just never got rid of it. It's kind of different.
And I also don't think Gen Z wants to hear all the Hillary Duff albums.
Might not be Gen Z. It might be the generation after that.
Gen...
Whatever. They haven't named it yet.
No, they have.
Oh, did they?
Oh, Gen Alpha, I think.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. Gen Z has such a ring to it. But, like, Millennial's really good. Boomer is just, like, it sounds like a joke. Like, you know? It's like... It just hits really well when you're telling a joke. Is Boomer
actually the actual term?
Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure it is. If it's not, that's funny.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into our edit sesh. We're Effie.
And Dorothy.
Two passionate photographers from Hamilton, Ontario. Join us as we dive into answering FAQs, share tips, and discuss life's moments, all while savoring the rich aroma of our favorite brew, and working through our edit cues.
Tune in for a blend of photography, insights, candid conversation that develop with each sip and click.
Whether you're a photographer or a pal, we're beyond happy you're joining us.
I think that was pretty good. We don't need to retake that. Bam.
You know? Nice.
Also, I'm like, did I actually write this and send this to you?
You wrote a little bit, I changed a little bit.
Okay, because I was like, who wrote weather wrong?
Oh, bro, definitely me. I always spell it wrong.
I noticed actually a big photographer from California posted sneak peeks and spelled peaks wrong, and I was like, I did that for like the first 3 years of photography.
I hate that.
And then somebody was like, you know, it's peaks with 2 E's.
Yeah. The way I remember it now is because peaks, P-A-K-S, has like an A that is like a mountain peak.
Oh, that's cute.
So I'm like, is this a mountain peak? No, it's a sneak peek of a photo. So I always have to change it.
That's how you teach children things.
Okay, should we get into it? We have been talking about starting a podcast for...
years,
since we started to get to know each other.
Yeah, basically I met Effie and I was like, this chick knows everything, but like not in the annoying I know everything way. You know, like some people are like, you tell them you're doing something and they're like, yeah, but actually this is how you do it. I mean, you have a little bit of that.
I do. I was gonna say, like, wow, that's really sweet of you.
But like somehow it's like not like in the annoying way, or maybe it's just because I like you.
It's not like I know everything, I'm better than you. It's like I want to help you. Yeah, I really want to help you.
That's the key difference.
Yeah.
No, that's cute.
I bought this house so we could start a podcast.
You're such a liar. You bought this house for judo.
It's true, but also the first thing I got done was our office because we've been talking about starting this podcast, and now it's finally happening.
Yeah, and hopefully it doesn't suck.
Hopefully not. I feel like you should try to say 3 interesting
Well, I already
things
said
about
something
me.
nice about you.
You did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I would say like you're a go-getter, and like, I mean, I think that's obvious in photography, but like, you also like golf, which is like not a really common thing
for girls.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Which is very common for guys.
It's cool. That's cool. Like, and you're really into it. Like this morning I saw your story and it was about golf and I was like, okay, I don't know. I don't care.
I know. You're like, this means nothing.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if this is like an interesting fact or if it's just like a personal trait, but I was like, yeah, you like I feel like you do everything that you do, like you try to do the best of your ability. Like even just getting Juno, I was like, you're a better dog mom than I am a real mom.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean real mom. I mean a human mom. I don't know what I meant. You know what I meant.
I get it. I appreciate it. She is my baby.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dorothy. That was really sweet.
Yeah. And then I don't know if like, I mean, one of the things that I was going to say is your autoimmune disease, because like, I don't know if you want to share it with people, but like,
I'm definitely a sharer.
Yeah, you shared it, I think, that like around like the first time I met you, but like also like I think once you get to know you and you forget that you have that.
Yeah.
And then like this week when you were saying like a flare up, and then like, yeah, I was just like, it's interesting that you get so much done and like you're like basically permanently tired. I don't know. I thought that was a pretty cool thing to know about you.
It's like a huge part of my life because I do have to get infusions every 6 weeks. And so I have to like plan around that. But luckily, I'm just a photographer and I hardly work.
I actually, this is the one thing that like I thought you were crazy when we met. I was just like, I know I worked a lot and I say yes to like basically anybody that books me. But then, I mean, obviously I'm in my mom era, so I've had to like low key slow down. But like, I'm like, this girl has 7 Instagrams and like 6 side hustles.
I mean, they're not side hustles. It's all just different types of photography.
Yeah, but still, like, you're just like pushing in every arena, which is like, that's not common for people. Like, people usually like pick like, oh, I'm a family photographer, or I'm a product photographer, or I'm a wedding photographer. And then they just like really niche down and try to like push that and like work on that craft. But like, you're doing that in like every arena.
Thanks.
So like,
honestly,
it's like,
it's the best. I would recommend it to anybody. I think we should talk about you. I have to tell you 3 things that I think are cool about you.
Well, first of all, I have to say, hi, I'm Dorothy.
Hi, Dorothy.
Dorothy May Photography.
Dorothy May Photography. I didn't even plug my Instagram.
Like, thrilling name. Like, it took me a while to come up with that.
Yeah. Is it your middle name?
It is. Yeah.
Nice.
It's half of my middle name.
What is your...
My full name is Dorothy May Lindsay Howard. And I've never taken my husband's last name, which is a shame.
Oh,
I think that's also a goal for this year.
Aww.
After 11 years of marriage.
Okay, Dorothy May Photography. I think the coolest thing about you is that you're adopted.
Well, I'm not.
You're not adopted.
No.
This is a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I guess I just assumed you were adopted, but you were not. You were fostered.
Yeah. Which is actually sad because I was asked to be adopted when I was 18 and I aged out of the system, and I actually declined. But I declined because I knew my birth dad, and I just thought like it would be hard for him to handle that news. But now thinking back after all these years, I'm like, maybe I should have done it.
Do you really think it would have changed a lot?
I think maybe I don't care now because I'm like at that time I was like more of the adult in that relationship, I felt like, than he was. But I was worried about like how they felt about things. Like, my foster dad walked me down the aisle and my biological dad was there, and I actually didn't like pre-warn him. Which is, I would say, a huge no-no when you have family coming together. That's definitely a tip. Like, a wedding tip is like, talk to your people and let them know like the expectations. Like,
did he show up that day expecting to walk you down the aisle?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But like, I mean, like, I've been to weddings now where like things aren't pre-laid out, and it is confusing if you have step or like our in-laws, or like they just don't know their roles or their place.
Yeah.
It's good to have like a conversation beforehand.
Yeah. That is crazy. Okay. That's a cool fact about you. I'm sure there's definitely way more to dive into about that, but we can do it another time. I think the second coolest fact about you is that you're like the photography queen of Hamilton. I feel like everyone knows you and you know everybody, and you have like just such a big circle of friends.
Yeah, I definitely get that, but it's like, it's just Hamilton.
Is Hamilton like smaller than I think?
It's pretty big. I think just like being here for 10, 11 years, I think everything just like you know, like you meet this person, they know 10 people, you meet those 10 people, and it just compounds over the years, obviously. So I think there's a lot of industry people, there's a lot of creatives, so it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you'll see that for sure.
And I think you're more outgoing and like social, and you've probably been that way for like the last 10 years, but like I've lived in Oakville for like my whole life and I don't know anyone from Oakville.
That's probably what it is. Like Oakville's probably like you drive to your home and you go inside.
You like open the garage door and
Yeah.
you go in, the garage door closes. You don't even see your neighbors.
I mean, you've already had a touch of it just living here.
Yeah,
like
but it also helps that I have a dog.
Yeah, but like the other day when I came over, just like neighbors are like talking to you and you're like, oh, I know them from so-and-so.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
your neighbor across the street and the neighbor beside you.
I know. It's
And,
so
like-
true. I know so many people in Hamilton now, and I've not even lived here for a month. What kind of coffee are you drinking?
I'm drinking a cappuccino from Smalls, obviously.
Nice.
They make, in my opinion, like the best coffee in Hamilton.
Nice.
And
I always see people are gifting you Smalls gift cards.
I know. I actually went in the other day and I was like, I don't have any gift cards. And then I got 2. And I was like, awesome. There was like 1 year that I did not buy a coffee with physical money.
Because you posted on Instagram, and then I was like, ooh, I should probably get Dorothy a gift card.
Well, this is the thing about tipping, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think I've been tipped a lot in this industry. And I mean, I did a TikTok on how like it's not expected, but like it is appreciated. And also like somebody asked me recently, like, how much should you tip? And it's just like, it's personal preference if you like the service. But like even just getting $20 so you can get a couple coffees, like that's so great. Like there's no amount of a gift or size that's like gonna make somebody, you know,
I
feel
know.
like their work is inadequate. It's just like,
I know.
it's nice to get that extra small gift.
Exactly.
But it's also super nice just to get a review.
Yeah. That's
But,
the
like,
best gift.
Again, it's like not necessary, but it's like, it's great.
Yeah. I love reviews, except the one you gave me the other day. I'm like, Dorothy, is this a real review?
I mean, it was the thought that counts.
It was. So Dorothy's been using ChatGPT a little bit too excessively, and I'm sure she wrote me the nicest review, but then she just had to put it into ChatGPT to make it like a novel. And then she actually posted it on my reviews.
I like it.
It's good, but like it does sound like ChatGPT.
It's really long.
It's so long. It's way too long. It's like
You should read it.
No, I'm not reading it. Keith told me the other day, he's like, you have 75 5-star reviews. That looks fake. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. He's like, you need some that are like less than 5. I'm like, no, you don't. You would literally, I strive for never having anything less than a 5. Because if anyone ever got to the point where they thought they needed to put less than 5 stars, I would hope that they would come to me and like we would resolve the issue before they go to like Google to like shame me or something. So like I would never, ever, ever want anything less than 5 stars.
Yeah. That's the thing is like if you're coming after a business to like give them a bad review, it's like they hate you.
Yeah. Because so many, like I know a lot of people find me on Google and I'm sure it's like the reviews are what like tips them over the edge and just books with me. But yeah, reviews are like what makes the world go round.
I just am like trying to think like even the last thing like I wanted to buy was like, what is it called? The shark hair wand thing. And like, I didn't read a review. Somebody told me it was amazing. And I was like,
that's a good
great.
enough review.
Yeah.
That's just also a way of getting reviews.
Okay,
like
that's how I get my reviews. I'm a lazy review person.
That's
I'm
good.
like, I need somebody to.
If you tell me Smalls coffee is good, I'm gonna go there. I'm not gonna go look at the reviews first.
Yeah. So you might go there and not actually like it because you're not drinking good coffee in the first place. So you wouldn't really know.
This is good. It's an espresso. Is an espresso not good?
No, I'm just like kind of being a little bit of a
coffee snob. Yeah, you are. But that's okay. Keith bought me these Nespresso pods that are decaf because I started using his that actually have caffeine, and then I like have a panic attack.
Oh my goodness.
But I just
they must
like
be
the
really
taste.
strong.
I just like the taste of lattes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bought me these decaf ones.
Is that one of your high and lows for the week?
Mm-hmm.
Having a panic attack from coffee?
No, my low would definitely be My flare-up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't even like a flare-up. I actually think it was food poisoning. Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
Why, yes. No, I actually haven't.
Oh, okay. So
Have you?
Yeah. I've had like 4.
Why?
Because of my thing.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, when you do a colonoscopy, you have to do this prep. You have to like chug this fluid that like makes you have like...
Is it castor oil?
No. It just gives you... It like clears out your system.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
like you have to drink so much water to be able to clear it. And then at the end of the night, you're like projectile peeing out your butt. And that's what it was like.
This
And I
is
was like,
quality
oh my God.
podcast.
My colon is probably so flared up right now. Like that's all that was happening. And like I didn't poop for the next like 4 days. It's common. I have to do it like... I think I used to do it every year, but now I have to do it every like 3 years because I have a higher...
Is it a higher risk of getting colon cancer?
Yes. Well, because of my disease and also because of the medication I'm taking.
Yeah. One of my favorite podcasters, actually, he gets a colonoscopy because I think he knew somebody who had colon cancer, and he said it's like one of the most treatable, and he was saying that like you can, I guess, detect it early, but like he was basically saying like guys should be getting them once you're over 30.
Yeah.
And I think he was saying it's because of like, there's a lot of things, but like because like, you know, there's like this thing called the elimination diet.
Yeah, I tried it.
Okay. So like the whole premise is to like making sure that our bodies are actually supposed to be doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
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 So he was saying basically our bodies don't, and then that's why we get like colon cancer.
Oh.
But like I could be wrong because I never read up on it. I didn't review colon cancer or research it.
You didn't read the articles, like university published journals.
I just like assumed that was why, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'll read about it later and come back next week and be like, yeah, so I was wrong. And here's the real information.
We could do a fact check.
But anyways, get your colon checked.
Get your colon checked, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your low.
Okay.
What's your high? Is it getting this mic?
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with that mic. We have to upgrade this other mic.
I mean, your high really can't be the mic.
I guess just starting with podcasts would be a high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your high and low?
I have a lot of lows, which makes me less fun.
Just pick one.
I'm being fun for this year. I mean, my real low is that every parent out there will know, like switching from 2 naps to 1. Yeah. My high. I mean, my high is pretty lame.
What is it?
I would say like I made a TikTok and it generated like an actual like inquiry, which I just thought was cute.
Which one was it?
The
timeline one.
Yeah, the timeline one.
Yeah.
Which also like I'm just so excited to actually get that timeline out there. Like I basically just asked Jules if she could spice it up a little bit, and like it just like blew my mind. I was like, this is far prettier and far greater than what I had imagined this would look like. Like I just thought like a little piece of paper with a little checklist. And she just, like, literally, like, blew the fish out of the water. That's not the saying.
Jules, you're so good.
Yeah, so anyways.
What's next on our speaking list?
I mean, we have our main topic.
Our main topic?
Yeah. So what I had down for our main topic was retainers. But do we really want to talk about that?
If you want to.
We should just, like, randomly call another photographer and ask them what they think. I'm like, whose number do I have that will like actually pick up? You know who might pick up is actually Dimitri.
I was gonna say Dimitri.
You know how some people are like texters and some people are callers?
Yes.
It always shocks me to find out
Dimitri's
when a
caller.
young person is a caller.
I know.
Hello.
Dimitri, we were just talking about you because we were saying how like you will not answer a text, but if you call, you answer, and we were saying how like that's not normal.
Dude, I love talking over the phone. I absolutely hate texting. It's just my motto. You guys doing the podcast today?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We do have a question for you. You ask it, Dwarf.
We were like discussing whether retainers should be non-refundable. Should remain non-refundable.
The only reason they should not be refundable is if for some reason you yourself, the person who collected the retainer, is backing out of the wedding for any reason. I think there might be an exception if you're sick. This is what I do anyways. If you get sick and you're unable to shoot the wedding, do your best to find somebody who's, equally as talented as you or better to cover the shoot. If that's not possible, I don't know. That's where things get a little weird. I personally wouldn't return the retainer. It's just kind of like, I can't just give you $30,000 back. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I will do everything I can to find somebody to replace. Most of the time, if I can't shoot it, I can't find anybody to replace for the shoot. Like, I'll refund it. Fine. Like, that makes more sense. That's kind of the right thing to do. But if for any other instance, never return the deposit. Like, that is your income. You, like, imagine just out of nowhere you have to return $3,000, $4,000 to somebody, $5,000. Like, that's a huge hit on you if they cancel the wedding or, for any reason,
Yeah.
They can't proceed. Am I being recorded right now?
Yes. I was just about to ask you, do we need to get a release?
As long as I can't remember what I said. As long as I'm not being
okay.
ridiculous. Yeah.
We'll send it to you before we release it.
It sounded great.
You sound really smart. We'll plug you. What's your Instagram?
Yeah. At best videographer in Canada.
Aw, totally.
Yeah.
You know what's really cute is I took this photo of Dimitri on his phone.
I love that photo.
No, that was super awesome. I thought you were gonna kill me, but I'm glad it all worked out.
Our session was hilarious because we went all the way to like the boonies, and then we went to like an abandoned hotel, and basically we were like this in this like fields by this like abandoned hotel in like the middle of nowhere. Like, it was really sketchy.
How do you find that?
in the field with that old abandoned home, and
yeah, we went.
What if there was somebody in there, or like?
We went in a little bit, and I was like, I actually can't go any further. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that could go wrong, but
I would say the thing I find most valuable in a photographer, and it's so cool to be on the other side of it to really get an understanding. But you were very engaging in like telling me to just be my silly self and just have fun, and like, your direction was really good. That made it so much easier, and I actually took that into consideration when I am doing a video for people.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't overly posy, but you basically just like were pressing me to kind of just be myself and enjoy the shoot. So that was cool. That was a really fun shoot.
Yeah, thank you.
Turned out really good too.
That's like really kind to hear, but it's also truly what I want from people, because like posing can be really stiff, and then also like we want your weird to show. Like, everybody's weird is different, and it's like that's what makes you great, right? Like, we're always so afraid that our weird makes us weird.
Yeah.
Which it does, but like it also makes us great. Totally. Okay, we're gonna let you go.
Yeah. Good luck with your podcast.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What a gem. I love him. I agree with him. Honestly, the only other thing I was going to say is that I put in my contract that if there was anything to do with COVID, they could get the retainer back.
I wanted to be a bit of the like devil's advocate on this, because like sometimes it's hard to like really understand like what might be going through like the client's mind, where it's like, oh, I had a thing and now it's not happening, so you didn't really give me a service or a product, so I should be able to get that money back, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, we're also declining weddings on that date, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it comes into play. Like, you're literally paying us a set amount of money for that physical day.
What if your client had to move their date and they moved it to a date that you're available? How would you handle that retainer?
I would move it. I mean, I think a lot of people would keep it and write a new contract. Mm-hmm. If you're just like, I will for one time move that retainer over for you, and then also you're going to make the rest of the money. Mm-hmm. If you say like, I'm going to keep the retainer, I'm going to give you a new contract, you might lose that job and you might lose the rest of that booking. Or, I mean, maybe they understand, they're like, totally, and you get the money. But I just don't see that happening a ton.
I know. Like, technically,
in
the contract, you're supposed to cancel that contract, you keep that retainer,
Yeah.
start a new contract, new retainer for the new date. But like, I can't imagine myself doing that to anybody.
No.
Even though like technically that's what the contract says.
Yeah.
There are gray areas. It also depends on, I would say, wedding versus like regular session. Because like my deposit from a regular session is like pennies compared to weddings. So like I have in my contract, they can move their date even though they've paid their deposit if it's more than 30 days away. Because if you give me 30 days to fill that spot, I can do it. But if you give me like 24 hours, I'm probably not going to fill that spot.
So basically, we both agree that wedding retainers should be non-refundable. But yeah, I guess if
Case by case basis.
We should have an email available for people to like email if they would like to contest that.
No, we have an email for our podcast.
Oh, do we?
editseshpod@gmail.com.
Did moms set that up?
Mom set it
Go
up.
moms, go.
Thanks, moms. Is there anything else we should talk about, or should we wrap this up? Because it's been a while.
We should wrap this up.
Do you want to rapid fire those questions?
All right. So the first question is, give us all the juicy gossip that happens at weddings.
None.
Yeah, there really isn't any.
Not really.
I don't know what people are expecting, but people just get married. We'll have to have our ears to the ground this season to get some stories for the peeps.
It's like walk up to them. What's
like,
the goss?
Yeah. What's the goss? What's the hot goss?
Okay, next question.
Well, the most embarrassing thing you've seen at a wedding. These are supposed to be quick.
I don't have anything.
I know.
Also, I don't shoot as many weddings as you, so.
In general, then.
There's something embarrassing that happened to me at a wedding that I was second shooting.
What?
Do you remember?
No.
My period debacle.
Oh. There's a lot of that as a woman.
I got my period like mid-wedding, and I found out like during the ceremony.
I remember this.
And then the wedding planner, do you remember the wedding planner?
No.
She helped me out. She
don't
like
remember.
helped get the stain out while reception was happening.
Was I pregnant during this wedding? Because I legit
Yes.
don't recall any of this.
Yes, you were.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. That was the one at the one on like the 50th floor in Toronto. Canoe,
yeah.
yeah.
That was the second wedding I did with what's his name? Jeff, the officiant.
Yeah. Oh,
And
great.
I feel like I had really bad introduction to Jeff because I was pregnant, and I think he said hi to me a couple times, and I was just like, I'm just like, yeah, buddy, like I'm working. So another goal of mine this year is to like be nicer to other vendors, like really just say hi.
I feel like you're nice. You're just unaware of things, but like you're not mean.
But I want to be more aware is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because like I just remember Jeff being so nice and me being like, yeah, things are behind.
Things are behind.
Yeah. Anyways, if you need an officiant, you should definitely look up, hey Jeff, is it McKay? Dude, I don't know how to say your last name, but
either.
maybe we can link this somewhere.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Jeff is great. Shout out to Jeff.
Shout out.
Do you have a preferred brand of camera or lens?
Sony,
I mean, obviously
35.
Canon is better than anything out there. Definitely better than Sony.
Honestly, I want to change brands every year, and then I'm just like, I feel like if I move to Canon, I'm just going to be like, I want something else now. I want Fujifilm or something, you know? I feel like I'm just always wanting to change, so I don't know.
I mean, you like what you get started with for the most part, I think, but they all have their pros and cons, you know? Yeah. So, favorite lens, though, like, honestly, I don't know. I have a hard time. I'm a Prime lens person, but, like, I feel like I have a real love for, like, the 85.
Yeah. I'm a 35-85 girl.
Other than day-to-day responsibilities and needs, what motivates you to keep going? Well, that's a good question.
Money.
Okay.
Oh, that's everyday wants,
I thought that
needs.
was going to be deeper than that.
Like, need to
Also,
stay alive.
Shout out to Aaron Daniel for asking this question because he's really deep.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Also
that
called
is an
him Aaron Daniels for, like, the majority of the time that I've known him, and there's no S on the end of that. I mean, I just like photography.
I also just love being with people.
Yeah.
And I love that my job, like, brings me back to, like, old connections and old friends. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have ever been able to hang out with, like, a lot of my high school friends or just like peers if it wasn't for photography.
That's cool.
And it's so cool because like they're all just like coming around now. They're all getting married and having kids. And I'm just like, I haven't talked to you in like 15 years. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like that's really interesting because like I feel like most people are like, if they see somebody they know from high school, they duck.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like love reconnecting with people. And I feel like I was like one of those like floaters in high school. Like I didn't have like, I had like my main group, but I also like didn't just stay with them. Like I still talked to every group because I was like artsy and I was like really sporty.
You're just the whole package. I definitely agree. Like early on when I had Maisel, I mean, it was rough, but I remember like having like days where like I really didn't want to go to a session because I'm tired. But I would go to it and I just laugh the whole time and have so much fun and just like come home and like actually have energy and just be like, that was great. I really needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I know.
you know.
Yeah. It just like reinvigorates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do photographers talk about when they hang out?
This.
Just like normal stuff that everyday people talk about.
A lot of
Thermostats.
complaining.
Just mostly me. Weddings or minis? Well, Effie's team minis. I'm team weddings.
Yeah.
Flexibility or structure? Flexibility, I guess.
100%.
I mean,
I like structure too.
I think together, flexible structure is perfect.
Yeah. How many more?
A couple more.
Okay.
When do you give yourself permission to relax?
All the time.
Like weekly. I think even in busy season, I think there's time that is needed to like relax, also work out and cook meals. If you cannot work and get through your workload without eating, working out, and going outside for like a break.
Yeah. Like having self-care
and having
time.
proper sleep.
Yeah.
Like I think
you need to work on something in your like workflow. Yeah. Like I work really hard within my workflow to be able to create that time for myself.
Yeah. How often would you ideally like to shoot every year?
A few times a week.
Yeah.
3 times a week.
I think 3 is like a great number, you know?
3 or 4.
Yeah. 4's too much for me.
Okay. If it's a small shoot, I'll do it. Small shoots.
Minimalism or maximalist design?
Oh.
I'm like in between, to be honest.
I feel like I'm more of a minimalist, but now that I like have a home, I'm just like I kind of want to be a maximalist.
But it's also expensive. So.
I know. That's the problem. It's like I can only afford to be a minimalist. You have to be rich to be a maximalist.
Movies or TV shows?
TV.
Okay. I think, TV.
Yeah.
Forest or city?
Forest.
Really?
Yeah.
Like shooting or living?
Living.
You want to live in a forest?
Yeah.
Renting a studio, getting a permit for a public space, or for an engagement session. What do you like more?
Either one. I don't care. I don't
say
pay for
neither.
Oh, really?
I'm like, let's just go outside.
My friends are coming over for an engagement shoot at and they want to do it at the Gage Park greenhouse. And you have to get a permit for it.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm so stoked. And like, it's going to be pretty unique because like not a lot of people are paying a permit for that, you know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I still like inside, but like I feel like maybe that's because Hamilton doesn't have great studios. Like if Mint's rooms was like closer, I'd be like, sure, great.
Yeah.
Or no, Fieldwork. What do they
Fieldwork.
Is it the same name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fieldwork is awesome. That space. Mint Room feels like super mainstream.
Yeah, it's too clean.
Yeah. Although I still like it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm more into like the Millworks vibe.
Yeah.
/ Fieldwork.
Yeah. All right, so those are all of our questions.
Oh, thank God, because Gino needs a walk.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing remarks. I liked our podcast. I hope it sounds okay.
Yeah. I feel like my mic was close.
It was close at some points, but I think it'll be okay. Anything else? Should we plug our Instagrams?
Yeah.
You can follow me at Effie Edits Photo, at Effie Edits Media, at Effie Edits Boudoir.
I forgot about this.
Or my personal one, Effie_Christina. and my dog at Hot Dog Juno. Where can they find you, Dorothy?
Well, I just have the one Instagram account. It's just Dorothy May _. So you can follow me. You can @ me there.
You can also follow us on our podcast Instagram at EditSeshPod. Do it. All right. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Good
Top
job.
5.
Edit Sesh over.
All right. Can you do the fun thing where it's a podcast? I'm just kidding.
Just like
get it up there.
Make it a podcast. Great podcast.